the following season, well, basically I left. I mean, I had a brilliant pre-season. Is that the summer that we went to Portugal and played in that kind of cup with Celtic and
Algarve Cup, yeah.
Algarve Cup, which we won. One of the most prestigious victories of all time.
It's right up there with the FA Cup, that one. It was close.
It was.
Close.
We had just signed. Who did we sign up front then? Big thing, me. Jay Boothroyd.
Oh, so we did, yeah.
Yeah, we signed Jay, and we signed Ross McCormick. So I was kind of surplus. But even I started the first game against Southampton. We were at home at Ninian, and I think I scored. And then shortly after that, I knew Dave Jones was still trying to get rid of me, and Owen Coyle came for me, and I went to Burnley. That's not for this chat. But the one thing my missus always says is that we had such a great kind of group at Cardiff at that point in time. You know, Gav was down, wee Bucky has arrived, you're there, the McPhails. We had such an amazing kind of tight-knit group. And we obviously then buggered off to Burnley, and then the group grew possibly, well, definitely even better. You know, you guys then had a great bunch of, more kind of Scots come down and other people. Yeah. It became a great kind of, I don't know, bunch of people for socialising again, which I think Joanne, my missus, obviously feels she wanted to be part of. That's football, isn't it? You've got to move on.
There was one thing that always struck me was, especially when I joined Cardiff, I think it was Percy that probably started it, wasn't it? Just kind of try to get everybody together and just try to make
Percy
sure
was
the
a
family.
brilliant captain, by the way.
Yeah.
He was
very good.
He was pure selfless. He actually wanted to help everybody and try and sort things out for the boys. He was great for the boys.
Yeah. That was one of the things especially when I went down, was they wanted the families all to be included in things and what they, make them settled as much as, because when you sing with Cardiff, there's not many other places you can go around, is there really? You're there and you're.
Although you moved to Swansea.
Or you can go to Swansea.
you moved house to Swansea. Where were you?
I was on the enemy's doorstep.
It took forever to get to your house.
And had a few barbecues at mine, didn't we? I think
we did. You must have spent some amount of money on taxis from Cardiff back out to where you lived. What was it called?
Just shy of Port Talbot. It was excellent.
But you moved once I left. You moved back to, was it Rabina?
I moved back to Cowbridge. Yeah, moved into Cowbridge. Well, just outside Cowbridge.
Right. Cowbridge. What a place Cowbridge is. That's where I stayed. Yeah. Love Cowbridge. Even, where I stayed, Penarth. Absolutely love Penarth. It is such an amazing place to live.
It's good people. I don't know about you. I found it really easy when I went down in terms of just
the Welsh people.
Just the Welsh people in general. I just found it really easy.
I couldn't agree more. Is that your dog?
Oi. I don't know what he's doing. It's my dog.
The Welsh people, they're very welcoming and warm and just nice people,
I found that. I mean, that was obviously my first move when I first went out of Cardiff. So it was, found it really easy. That was one thing I found easy about it, was the fact that we were quite welcoming in terms of, especially around, because the thing with football, you kind of get isolated away from fans at times, but at Ninian Park, you had to kind of walk through all the fans and there's no sort of escape. You got a chance to mingle with fans. It was good.
Let's talk about Ninian Park. I mean, unfortunately, I never got to play in the new stadium, although I played for Burnley against Cardiff and scored. Were you playing in that game? Probably. You were probably marking me. But Ninian Park was incredibly special. I think other teams hated coming to Ninian because the changing rooms were rubbish. The stadium itself was old, although it created an unbelievable atmosphere at times. It was, it was fairly partisan. You didn't want to go there as an away team. I quite enjoyed being at Ninian, although, you look at modern stadiums now, look at the Cardiff Stadium now, it's incredible, but it misses a lot of the kind of charm and the well, obviously I played in your testimonial in the new stadium, but Ninian had a kind of magic. Ninian Park, like that side on the, well, depends which side you were playing on, but opposite when you came out the tunnel, and it was the standing area just beside, and it was so close to the pitch. And if that was full, the atmosphere was magnificent.
Yeah, I used to put my mates in there. My mates asked for tickets, and I just Nick Alford, who worked at the club at the time,
Nick, what a guy!
Yeah, so I used to get him to.
You stick them in there with the hardcore.
Yeah, I stuck them in there. Just my mates loved it. My mates loved it. They just said,
They will have.
Yeah, they didn't need to buy a drink either.
What's your kind of favourite memory of Ninian then? What would you say is kind of stands out for you?
Do you remember playing against Birmingham? It was fairly early on in my first season.
Yeah, I do. We won the game. Yeah.
It just for me, they were obviously favourites to go up.
Who was in their team? Because I'm rubbish at that. Who was in their team?
Jerome was playing. He'd obviously signed for you from Cardiff the season before.
Right.
McChevry. The big lad at the back. I can't remember what his name was.
He was massive. I know the guy you mean.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name though. That game. I remember that game. It was some team performance. We were excellent, weren't we?
But even like we did set plays on the Friday, and one of the set plays that we did on the Friday ended up with scoring. Just everything went right, and we were just.
Aye, that's real.
You know, them games we actually steamrolled them. It wasn't like it was a fluke result. We just absolutely steamrolled them. And I remember that. I just remember the atmosphere and the weather was brilliant. Everything about it. It was just one of them walking off the pitch like, wow, that was something special.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I can remember that. All the times that, obviously, you know, you can talk about this in a wee bit, but after I left, you went on to obviously become a club legend, which I don't put myself in that category. But of the players that played in the spell that I was with you at the club, who would you consider to be the best player that you played with at that point in time?
There was a couple. I would say Stevie Mack was obviously one of the most talented players I've ever played with. I just thought it just couldn't. The only thing about him at Cardiff was he never fitted into a role that suited him really. He always played with two in the middle. When Malky, this was after your time, but when Malky came in, he changed the system, but never played him, and he missed the trick really.
What did he change it to? A 4-2-3-1? It
was like a 4-1. It was.
So would you had
one sitter who was just predominantly just sitting. If Maka was in there doing that, I think we just give him a license and just free him up to just do what he wanted, which.
He was so good on the ball. I mean,
he was so desperate to go on the ball, wasn't he? He's a fullback. If you've got somebody just coming and wanting the ball off you all the time, it makes your life so much easier.
Yeah, I mean, he would take the ball with like three men round him and not care because he knew he wasn't going to give it away. But then another great thing for Chops and I up front, you can make a run and you just know he sees the pass and his passing was immense. Yeah, I mean, in terms of mobility, maybe that's what you're talking about as a two.
That's what I mean.
The mobility maybe wasn't there, but what a phenomenal player. I've written down a couple here. Obviously, Joe was just a kid coming into the team. The same can be said for Aaron. You know, Aaron's gone on to have a career that we would all be incredibly jealous of. Yeah. Can you remember when he broke in? I mean, I only played kind of one season with him before he went to Arsenal, but 20 games I think I played with him. But you'd have been the same.
Yeah.
Can you remember thinking to yourself, "Oh, this boy's unreal"?
Do you remember the Young v Old games? I don't know. This is the one thing that always stood up when I think of Aaron. I always think of them Young v Old games. I think you would have been there. Huh? You would have been in the old group.
I was there with him. Yeah, I mean, he left before I did.
Yeah, well, you would have been there. Yeah. So, do you not remember? I think you, Gav, Robbie, Cash in the Bank.
Trev Sinclair?
Yeah, you would have been in the old team. I just...
How were you in the young team? What? You were in the young team?
I don't know how, but I think this was a point of contention a few weeks in the bounce. But I made it into the young team. I think I was a skipper. I think it was basically older in the young team. But we whitewashed you for about 5 or 6 weeks on the spin. And Wits, we had no strikers, by the way. It was me, Joe Ledley, Wits, Aaron Ramsey, Gunter, Adam Matthews.
Good players.
But we steamrolled. I remember Gav after, just like, Jesus, because we had to pick the worst player, didn't we?
Hey,
Gav was getting beat.
He hated losing Gavin.
Oh, he was just an angry man. But he but I remember like 5 or 6 in spin, and then you had to vote for the worst player, didn't you?
Oh, did you? So did I get it every week? Is this what you're about to say? Is this the kind of PS?
Nah, to be fair, I think you got a good few things, but I'm sure Rog. No, Rog
he'd hate that. There's another angry man, Big Roger.
Oh no, chocolate.
Yeah. Do you know who would go into my kind of category of players at that time? Was Big Gaylord, Big Glenn. Glenn was class, man. What a defender. See, playing against him in training, you couldn't outrun him because he was lightning quick. He was strong as an ox. Yeah. And he was quite aggressive as well. A very tough player to play against in training was Glenn Louvens. A fantastic player. It's a difficult one. I don't know how, probably put yourself in that category of players that I'd played with at Cardiff that would be the best. If I had to pick one, I might just go with Maka. Do you know what was absurd about the time when we were at Cardiff was the quality of goalkeepers we managed to get? You had Neil Alexander pretty much at the start. Heaton, you had Schmeichel.
No.
I'm missing other people. But Enkelman.
Big Oak Tree came in.
Was there. Our goalkeepers were frightening.
Scary, but we seem to get them. There's a few boys there who they weren't in their prime when they came to us. They've just gone on to better things. But see, like I said, Tom, I remember Tom's one of these guys who just he's so dedicated in terms of his training and stuff like that. I don't know if you've seen it as much as I've seen it, but I just remember one season him coming back and he was just so much better than he was the season before.
Right.
Thinking, wow, he's improved massively. But to be honest with you, I never seen him as making an England squad.
Yeah, but that happens. Players just, it's funny, you play with players and then they go on to do something that you never expected them to. It's like John McGinn, who's at Aston Villa just now. I was with him at St Mirren at the end of my career. And he was just a kind of raw young kid.
Yeah.
Went to Hibs, get in the Scotland squad, kicked on down to Villa, and he's now, he's been sensational in terms of in the actual Premier League. Absolutely phenomenal.